I don't think these could be any more delicious. So good. So it's been a while since I filmed a Top 5 Wednesday video, and I really liked today's topic. So I was like, you know what? It's gonna happen, and happening it is. So today's topic for Top 5 Wednesday was your top 5 favorite children's books, and I have quite a few that I would like to share with you guys, so let's just do this thing. First couple I want to mention are actually some of my personal favorite books from when I was a child. The first of those is Pickle Things. I love this book. It was one of the ones my dad always read to us growing up, and it was just ridiculous, and I loved it. It was pickle things you never see, like pickles on a Christmas tree. So it was like that kind of rhymey, fun, ridiculous book that I just thought was hilarious as a kid. The second book that I also loved as a child was Snowy Day. This is a classic. I believe it even won the Newbery Medal. I love this book so much because I loved snow as a kid. I still do. And this was another one my dad would read to us, and he really loved this one as well. The art is fantastic in this book, and just the story is so sweet, and I love it. And you never hear anybody talking about it, which is sad because it's such a lovely book. The third children's book I want to mention is Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. My mom actually had me read this when I was about 9 or 10, and it's just a really wonderful coming of age story. It's about 4 sisters coming of age and growing up in the Civil War, and then it takes place after the Civil War. And it's just a really, really lovely story. It has a lot of heartbreaking, touching moments and a lot of just wonderful sister moments, and I love it so much. I loved it as a kid, and I still love it to this day, and I'm definitely due for a reread, but it's definitely the kind of story that gives you the warm fuzzies a little bit, and just one that I highly recommend, especially for any young woman out there. The next one that I want to mention is actually the book that started it all for me, and that is The BFG by Roald Dahl, The Big Friendly Giant. So up until about the age of 9, I hated reading. I just could not get into it. I was always in the advanced reading classes at school, and then at some point, I guess my reading level surpassed the 3 levels they had in my classroom, so they had me join junior grade books where you're supposed to read like more advanced chapter books and things, and I hated it for some reason. I thought reading was so boring. I didn't want to do it. I had 0 attention span for it, and I didn't like it. And then one day I got this book from the library, and everything changed. I remember staying up late in my bed when I was supposed to be going to sleep reading this book because I had to know what was going to happen. And then I wanted that feeling again. I wanted that feeling of getting so immersed in a book where you couldn't put it down and you wanted to know what was going to happen to the characters, and the rest is history. Because at that point I was going to the library all the time, trying to check out books to get that feeling again, to get immersed in the story and get so devoted to these characters, and the rest is history. And this was a book that started it all. I actually want to reread it because I haven't read it since I was a kid, and I want to recapture that feeling I had when 9-year-old Sam read this book. So thank you to Roald Dahl and the BFG, because this is what started me on my literary journey. And the last book that I want to talk about is more of a middle grade series, but one that I love and started me on my love for Arthurian stories, and that is the Squire's Tale series by Gerald Morris. I don't actually see this one very often on BookTube, but it's a series that I discovered when I was a freshman in high school, I think, and I loved it to bits. Gerald Morris sticks fairly well to the Arthurian legends, but makes it definitely more accessible, especially for younger readers, and they are really funny. They're pretty humorous books. They're really quick reads. You can read this in a couple of hours, but they're a lot of fun. He definitely takes a more humorous view towards the legends, but he stays really true to them. So you actually have the Arthurian stories set in a very accessible setting, and I loved it so much. I want to reread the whole series again. I don't think I actually ever ended up reading the last 2 because they kind of fell off my radar. So I want to reread the whole series sometime in the near future, get to these books, and rediscover all of the fun that is contained in them. Alright guys, that is it for my top 5 favorite children's books. So let me know if you read any of these and if you like them, or what your favorite children's book is, because I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a lovely day. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!